what do you want to submit? You want to submit a photograph that has an interesting subject. And this is one of the things that you really have to ask yourself. One of the things I highly recommend to people is the more attached you are personally to the subject, the more you have to be extra skeptical that other people will agree with you. If it's your kid, they're not as cute as everybody else to everybody else. It's just a fact. And it's even worse if it's your grandkid, if it happens to be that. Your dog is not that cute to everybody else. Which is not to say there can't be an absolutely fantastic picture of your dog. But it has to be a fantastic picture because it's a fantastic picture, not because it's your dog.
That's right.
So when it comes to subject, you always have to ask yourself, does this subject pass muster? When it comes to composition, the one thing I always recommend when you're analyzing a photograph and saying, is this the one I'm going to use? The next question, is this how I'm going to use it? And one of the things that's great to do is to take your hand and put it over the subject of the photograph. And ask yourself, okay, I can't see the subject. What else is left? Is the stuff that's left... Now, the stuff that's left might be uninteresting. That's fine, because that's not the point of the photograph. But is it distracting? Is it harmonious with the subject? Or if you're not looking for that, does it create the amount of tension I want with the subject? But consider the elements that aren't the subject, that you've left in your photograph with your composition.
Oh, that's really good.
How do they work together? Because when I look at your photographs, I'm going to be doing that mentally. I'm going to be saying, okay, there's the subject, what about everything else? And if you haven't done it, then I'm going to be the first one doing it. And, and that's when you might get lucky. It might pass muster, but then again, it might not. And the last thing you have to do, which is maybe the first thing when you take the photograph, is ask yourself, what's going on with the light in this photograph? Was the light worth taking this photograph? If it was bad light, did I do the most to get something out of this light? And that's a really important question when you're evaluating a photograph. And I will tell you, if you do those three things, first off, you're going to hate about a third of your photographs that you used to like. But secondly, you're going to grow as a photographer, because you're going to say, you know, this photograph that I don't have the emotional attachment to this subject, but maybe it's a better photograph. And when I can separate myself from, oh, I love this because it's my peaches, you know, you can look at this and say, this is a great photograph, and I made it, and here's why. And that helps you to go out and make more like it. So remember that.
Will this be some of the things like we submit a digital thing to you beforehand, that you'll kind of point some of these things out in that?
Okay, let's talk about that. Okay,